Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, good evening and welcome to Team Fortress TV's coverage of ESEA Season 24, Week 6. My name is Cornpop, and I'm joined today by Marxist at my digital side and Nicell, our fantastic camera guy. Today, Marxist, we are in for a treat because it's the two best teams in North America facing off, froyotech versus EVL Gaming. Marxist, why don't you tell us a little bit about these two teams for the folks who might not have been following along with the season so far?
Well, Froyo and EVL have already met one time before, and it was on Viaduct, and although, in my opinion, EVL underperformed in that match, they ended up getting things tied up, and a huge comeback from Froyo ended up winning the game. And so Froyo right now is winning the series 1-0, but this is the last time they will face each other, I believe. In this season, unless there's some kind of shenanigans going on with the scheduling. So this is it, and as EVL, you want to try and tie this series up, because being number one when it comes to the playoffs is pretty handy-dandy.
Yeah, it for sure is, and I want to talk a little bit about the last match. First, let's go over rosters, because players are joining pretty quick here now, so I'll start by going over the froyotech guys. They're going to have Nursey as their medic, Habib as their demo man, Banny will be their pocket, Blaze is going to be roaming for them, and they'll have Free State and Eric as their scouts.
Alright, and on the other side, we've got EVL with Cookie Jake on medic, Badonsky on demo, Rando and Garbuglio are your soldiers. Rando is the pockety pocket, and Yomps and Corsa are the scouts.
Yeah, and I want to talk a little bit about the last Viaduct match, because that was the last time we really saw these two teams play against each other. They did face off in the new map cup, but that was a little bit unfair. Obviously, it was uncharted territory for both teams, and froyotech was playing with a couple of subs. So, well, I'm going to mostly be referring to the last ESEA match they played against each other, but it was really, really close. I was a little disappointed, because I predicted EVL to win, and they didn't. And especially the last round, EVL, I felt like they really just kind of slipped, and they maybe let froyotech get into their head. But obviously, I mean, if any team has the potential to beat froyotech, it's this one. What do you think sets EVL Gaming apart from the rest of the lower invite teams that can't seem to manage to even take rounds off froyotech, yet they can go and almost tie them?
Well, EVL's scouts have a great deal of parity with Froyo's scouts. I'm not going to get into who's better or worse, but Corsa and company do a pretty good job of equaling Free State and Friends, as I'll just describe the combos so that I say fewer words. But that is a big help, but the other side of it is EVL has Rando, and Rando is, like him or not, one of the best soldiers that we've got in North America. And not too many teams can boast such a player. Also, Badonsky, even though demo isn't quite what it used to be, where you could have a really great demo and 5 friends and be a really, really good team, Badonsky is still one of the best in the game at demo, and that is very helpful as well. So that's sort of what sets EVL apart, I would say, particularly the play of their demo and Rando. So Badonsky and Rando, big time players. And if they have a big game tonight, they could win on Greenery.
Yeah, I agree with that for sure. And one thing also that they do a little bit differently is Rando's the only shotgun pocket still playing in Invite. Everybody else kind of goes with the gunboat strat that froyotech kind of pioneered back in the day. And I don't know. I know you're a pretty big fan of the shotgun pack. Did they?
I gotta get on you about your history there.
Oh, man.
Mihai's Flow was the double gunboat team who changed the game forever. But most of the teams that are running double gunboats now don't really play like they did to the full extent, because their pocket, quote, was Harblue.
Right.
So that was like having 2 roamers, really. Whereas at least most teams now play a little bit of lip service to the pocket class shotgunner, no. But yeah, I'll definitely agree with you on Rando is the premier shotgun pocket. You'll see Marmaduke do shotgun every now and again, but as far as currently playing an invite, for sure, Rando is the holdout.
Yeah, and they've got some tricks up their sleeves, and I'd like to see them pull some good strats off here tonight. What do you think about this map? Because obviously it's not a favorite of most people. It's Granary here tonight. It's a little different, I would say, from the other 5CP maps. I know you've said publicly you're a pretty big fan of this map. You want to explain why, maybe?
So the thing about this map is that Soldier is particularly strong on it, and Roaming Soldier. If this is the 1 week out of the whole season where your roamer stat line actually gets to look good, and they'll hold on to it for the whole rest of the season, mind you. Unless your team just gets destroyed, and then your roamer will be especially sad because you won't get the opportunity to look good for a night. So there's that, and also the map itself plays quite a bit differently from other 5CP maps. This map is swingy, so if you make a mistake and lose 2 players or lose your medic and the other team doesn't, you're probably going to be on your own last as a result. It's very unforgiving of mistakes. And there are some stalemates, and the stalemates are hard to break. And so you've got 2 options. Most teams opt to be big weenies about it and do nothing, but it also rewards some risky behavior. So that's the easy way to break stalemates, is you've got to take a little bit of a risk and play a balancing game between we're going to take a risk here, but also not lose our medic and lose the round.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'm kind of excited to watch this match because the last one we watched was obviously on Viaduct. This match can play a lot different to Viaduct. I mean, every map plays different to Viaduct, but this one especially I think is going to be neat to see these two best teams in North America play off against each other. You want to throw out some predictions, Marxist? I think it's going to be tough for EVL Gaming. I think they're not going to be playing as well as they did on Viaduct. I think it's going to be tougher than them. I think they had a serious chance on Viaduct, and I think they have a serious chance in this one too, but I feel like froyotech is more solid on this map, mostly just because of, I mean, you said it yourself, the roamer is pretty important in this one. I think Blaze is like, Blaze versus Garbuglio is probably like the biggest kind of gap in skill when you look between the players. Maybe you could say the medic as well, but yeah, it's gonna be tough for EVL, I think, in this one.
Yeah, if Blaze gets to do Blaze stuff, it will not be a good night for EVL. And that's, right now, I'm very strongly leaning towards Froyo. In part because of Blaze, also because you have Banny on Soldier, and Banny has a tremendous amount of granary experience. And so when it comes to breaking these super long stalemates, he ought to have an idea of what to do.
You would hope so. You'd hope the supposed best player in the game would know how to break stalemates on a map, but I don't know. I've seen a lot of good teams just like not do things correctly on this map, just either pushing poorly into last. I know, like, this can be a hard one to push last in on, but I don't know. This is also a map where we could see some aggressive heavy play. I know you're a big fan of that, Marxist.
Mm-hmm.
That should be exciting. Any silly shenanigan off classes can be fun as long as they're not super overly stalemating things up. But yeah, we should be going live pretty soon here, Mark. So we have 12 in the server, and they're just waiting to get all prepared here. But yeah, if I had to give my prediction, I would probably say like 5. I'm gonna say 5-4. My brain wants me to say 5-3, but I think we just pause here in the pregame.
Well, it's flashbacks of last night already. But yeah, one thing I'll bring up, the main reason I think people hate this map, other than Scout is not the strongest class on this map all the time. So that hurts, you know, a third of every player currently on a team. So there's a vocal minority there that doesn't like it because their class is made less useful than normal. The other is, most maps, when you reach a stalemate, oh good, it was a short pause. So that bodes well for us. But most maps, the way you break the stalemate is you just sack your roamer or a player in and hope to get a force. And if you don't, then the other team pushes in and tries to beat you with the player advantage or force you. But that behavior does not work so well on granary on basically any of the points. And so you've got to, the tag bomb, as it has been dubbed, doesn't work so great on this map, and you have to use other methods of pushing. And a lot of teams are really, really uncomfortable with doing that.
And so I want to talk about this pause for a little bit because generally you don't pause when it's actually pregame. Obviously, the pause doesn't happen for I think 90 seconds or something like that in the future. So we will probably have the game be going live any second here. There we go. Teams are waiting to pick their side. Real quick before we get started, Marxist, if you have to lose one of your players rolling out to mid, what class are they?
I would prefer to lose on this map the pocket of all the players. Wow. Or maybe the roamer and have the other player go out. The reason why is because scouts and demo are still going to get to mid really early, and you want your scouts to get out there and tell you what's going on. Because the demo may not have the best vision of what's happening, and the scouts are going to be your eyes to tell you what is going on.
Alright, well, here we come now, ready to go for the first mid fight of the match. It's EVL Gaming taking on froyotech here on Granary. We see Habib's taking a lot of damage really early. He needs to wait for some health. He's actually just going to go down to Badonski. He was standing still. I think it might have been him who dropped because he wasn't moving at all. That had to be him who was leaving, and now Eric's kind of getting really weak as well. Banny's being thrown up into the air. Garbuglio is going to go down, but there goes Banny and Free State. There's only 3 Froyo players alive. They have to back off. This is going to be an EVL mid, but it was kind of not really earned.
Yeah, that's, he kind of locked up there. He was getting beat up early anyhow, so we'll see what's going on there. Our pushing hard left is EVL taking full advantage of the Habib disconnect there. It's hard to fight mid without your demo, but again, they played well over on Froyo and got Nursey out of that catastrophe before it got any worse. And now we're seeing a bit of a rotation play from EVL moving over into left yard. Looks like Rando's teasing out the garage to try and find out who's up there.
And this is going to be really where we see what you were talking about come down. Like, what do you do when you're kind of in this stalemate position? They're going to send a soldier in here, and he is going to find the frag on a Free State with that shotgun, but he's being challenged now. Rando is going to end up going down to Blaze, so a 1-for-1 trade, and there's still some fighting going on here. The scout Corsa is going to go down. Blaze, as we were talking about, a key player on froyotech in this map. They're going to get those 2 frags, and now EVL is going to have to back off this. They're going to go back to mid. froyotech, do you think they're going to push off of this? Just kind of one-man advantage now off the respawn. It's nothing?
Well, it's gonna be a little hard, but it looks like they really want to go. Nursey's up in garage. Well, never mind. They thought better of it. So it looks like, and Corsa also going spy already, being his team holds mid, so they have the initiative. And it looks like they're gonna go ahead and do this with Corsa. Also some spamming, and we'll see how this spy play plays out, because it can be a little difficult to get in here.
Yeah, he seems to have passed the first front line of spam. He hasn't really gotten behind the team yet, but it should be... Oh, he's right behind Free State. Okay, he's going to be okay. He's all right. He's all right. He's backing off now. Did he just get bit? Oh, yeah. Now pipe from Habib, and he's going to just be running for his life and with the pan. Okay, Habib going to be able to get that end taunting after it, too. Well-deserved. He cheats in the chat, but yeah, we're going to be seeing now froyotech still poking into mid. We'll see if they want to take this in. They're kind of going in through this left-hand side. They're getting a little more aggressive with their spamming, but they still don't want to go in off of that one Corsa pick. They decide they don't want to get aggressive off it as Corsa's respawning. So, bit of a failed spy play there, Marxist. A little bit sad, but still funny nonetheless.
Yeah, he tried to sneak through there, and I'm pretty sure it's like a stray scatter pellet made him flash for a second, and then everybody kind of got suspicious. You could see the comms happening visually. That pretty sure we saw a spy. So, I don't know, they did not get themselves together, but now here comes the suicide from Garbuglio. Gets a few players pretty low, but that is immediately erased by the arrows of Nursey. And it looks like they're going to try to go choke here, which is my preferred way to go, but they're going to lose their demo. Beeb gets out there kind of early. Cookie Jake takes him with the crossbow. So now they're coming in with the counter push, trying to back them off a garage. It looks like Rando just wants to go, and they're flanking around behind now with Uber exchanges. Cookie Jake drops, and Badonski dies as well. Yomps is going to go down too. A disaster for EVL. I think Rando popped out there, and it just never entered his mind that Froyo could be up in choke.
Yeah, Garbuglio looks like he's still in. He's just trying to get out, though, it seems. That's a really, really unfortunate play from EVL Gaming. Cookie Jake, I mean, often nicknamed Rookie Jake. That was a pretty bad mistake by him to just be able to drop that Uber charge, because now they're not a huge Uber disadvantage, but it's still there. It's still noticeable. We'll see if froyotech want to take advantage of it. Losing that middle point is going to be really crucial to them, because now they're on the back foot. froyotech have a little more room to work with here as they try to push into second, try to score the first round on the board. Once again, it is still 0-0 here at the scoreboard, so we're just waiting for the first one to go down, and yeah, we're just building up Uber charges, waiting for people to sack their people in, and it looks like it's another pause, Marxist.
Yep, a pause into the future. So just a reminder before we get in the heat of the moment here, there's not a hot discussion going on over on Froyo about how they're going to push us like now, or what kind of shots they're going to take or anything. So this is in the future that they pause. We just see it retroactively. I have noticed, though, Cookie Jake, after the mistake, they've been building this Uber really well. The Uber advantage on Nursey should be much larger than it is. So, kudos to them, because if Froyo decides to push, which it doesn't look like if they do it, they're not going to do it in time. Cookie Jake's going to be in A-OK shape.
Yeah, we do have the unpause coming out now, and it's going to be really bad if Froyo decide to push and they drop their demo man because of internet issues halfway through this push. So we'll see how this ends up playing out here. froyotech have worked 3 players in now, but they're all so low. This could be really bad considering the medic's not one of them. Hey, Beeb's going to end up falling down to Rando. There goes Banny as well, so no soldiers there on their side except for Blaze, who is still alive, back on their team. They've dropped a soldier and a demo now as EVL are going to be looking to push in with this 2-man advantage. Blaze going to be jumping in. Got a lot of damage on a Corsa. Rando, Blaze both going to end up falling here, as now there goes the Uber charge popping off of Nursey. She doesn't have a lot of players around her, but she does have one in Eric. There comes a counter pop from Cookie Jake as well. He's pushing forward. They're going to be flashing a lot of players. Eric was in behind, but it couldn't kill any of the shiny guys. Free State trying to get out here. He should be able to make it, but yeah, this was really bad here. Banny actually still from behind the frag on the Corsa. Can he get anything else? He's looking for Yomps, but he can't get it though. Yomps pisses him down after getting another 2 frag scattergun. That's going to be great for him, but froyotech's still on the back foot. They have to back off of here. They only have 3 players alive.
Yeah, that play there they tried to cut into left yard and took too much spam, and basically they just stopped Nursey from coming out. And with those leftward pushes, you have to do it really quick. And if you get forced, you get forced. You just have to deal with it from there. Because dropping a bunch of players or losing your demo and then popping Uber on a guy with 6 health, it's just making a bad situation even worse. You're playing the game at too high of a difficulty level. But we're seeing a reset here with EVL. They are looking kind of froggy here as well. So there goes the suicide. Garbuglio gets air suspended for the longest time. Actually ends up floating over Nursey for a while and endangering Nursey.
Yeah, I'm amazed he got any frag with that. He got Free State, obviously, with that bomb, and not what he was looking for, but yeah, he bombed in and all of froyotech just shot at him and destroyed him, so I'm amazed he got anything. But here we see actually Yomps is running in behind. He's being chased by Blaze, but he's not going to be able to find the frag. Yomps is giving him the jukes, took a little bit of damage, but now he's going to be a thorn in their side that they're going to have to constantly look out. Okay, he dies to Free State off the respawn, but he could come up on any off class, and that's something kind of neat about EVL is because kind of all of their sack players are good on multiple off classes. You never really know what off class is going to come up. Any of those 3 players could come up on Spy, on Sniper. They've all had good performances, and so we'll see Yomps coming up on Sniper.
Yeah, now a play I would have liked to see there is when Yomps was behind and he had 2 players on him in Lunchbox, they should have Ubered in. And with a fat rando solo Uber, because the positioning on Froyo could not have possibly gotten worse in that moment. But instead they're opting for the Yomp Sniper. Sniper from mid to 2 is kind of difficult. If you can make some space at choke, it can work pretty well. But most teams don't like to hold choke. Well, there goes the first shot. It's a decent one onto Eric. And we'll see if he can find any more.
Yeah, Charge Shot actually going to come out and hit B, but I mean, that's probably not going to do too much damage to them. Make him heal up his demo man a little more there. But, yeah, we're just going to be waiting for the Sniper to try to get a play. Yomps here, it's really crucial that he can make some space, get some angles here. Banny's like just peeking this, but he's really not giving him his head. Here comes another bomb in from Garbuglio, and actually gets the force out on Nursey. That's really huge for them. Now with that 100% Uber out they're going to have, this is going to be nice for EVL Gaming. froyotech aren't doing anything with that Uber charge. They know that they don't have any time with it. They're just going to have to back off. That was a really great bombing from Garbuglio. I was actually surprised he managed to get that.
Yeah, and kind of an interesting thing there is EVL backed all the way out. They still had players into sight, but Cookie Jake was in the back end of his own garage. So they were really scared there in that moment that something crazy was going to happen. But now they're trying to get in here with the sniper. And Habib's going to be the first to go down, so that's a huge kill. They may not even have to use this Uber, might be able to save it. They may lose their sniper because there is a player in Blaze, I believe, behind. Yeah, that is Blaze. So we'll see. They're holding it right now, but they're kind of taking a while here. Nursey might be able to get Uber in time. They need to go right now.
Yeah, Blaze was behind, then he was not behind, now he's behind again, so we'll see if he can get any frag before this Uber charge comes into last, but I'm not sure if he's going to. Oh, looks like they're still taking their time. It is even, so I guess they don't really just want to instantly push into this. It's a little sad from them that they weren't completely able to roll that in, but Blaze still in behind. They're looking for him. He's just sneaking around. He takes a headshot in from Yomps, but that wasn't charged enough to kill him. So they're still just running around behind there. There's a lot of players. Okay, finally Rando gets them, but how many players went back? 2? Okay.
Yep, that was 2 players, Cornpop. And I did enjoy that the shotgun got the kill, though. And, well, Habib goes down again to the sniper, so this should be a done deal here. They may not have waited for the Uber advantage to come out here. Banny goes really deep, though, gets some frags immediately. And it looks like EVL is just completely falling apart here. But it's on Free State and Eric not to get backcapped by Garbuglio. Where is he? He's just hiding in Lunchbox, so I think they're safe, Cornpop.
Yeah, he's getting out, and in that fight, like in all the hectic, everybody died on EVL Gaming except for Garbuglio, but Rando really proved why shotgun is still viable. Nursey hit a nice surf out with the rocket, and he shouldn't have been able to get the frag, but he managed to whip that out and equalize the Uber charges here, at least a little bit, actually giving Cookie a little bit of an advantage too, so they might be able to work that in here. They're building it pretty nice. I don't think it's a Kritzkrieg, is it? Oh, it is! They paused.
Yep, another pause here. And unfortunate that somebody's having trouble. But that happens every now and again in our internet video game. So most teams are usually pretty understanding about it, because about the time that you really decide to get nasty with a team, you're the one that ends up having the internet problems and no one cries for you. Now, I should point out that Cookie Jake's Uber advantage is huge. Much huger than it should be due to Kritzkrieg, which I like to see. So that's another thing, you know, a lot, especially since Crossbow got its super healing and the Scout speed buff came out. Kritzkrieg has been getting rarer and rarer because you can build Uber a lot more quickly now with the Crossbow build. And the medic can run around with the scout while invincible. But with this Kritzkrieg here, that's going to be unexpected.
Yeah, and we have on pause now here, and I think this is like really what sets EVL apart from all the other teams in Invite. Like, they have this shotgun pocket. Cookie Jake runs Kritzkrieg a lot action. They're going to pop it off now, looking for any frags they can get, but they haven't. froyotech have scattered beautifully. They're going to find Blaze, but that wasn't with the Kritzkrieg. Banny also going to end up going down to Garbuglio, who had a really nice flank in that, but the Kritzkrieg didn't get anything, and now they're going to be running into last with this 2-man advantage. We'll see what they can get. Nursey still should be about to get her Uber charge. They got to be careful of that, but they're making a lot of space. They haven't lost anybody yet. Eric's getting really low from Yomps. Yomps low himself. He does go down here with the bomb from Garbuglio. There goes the pop off from Nursey, so with her popping that one off, Free State running into the back lines as well. We'll see if he can get anything. Habib going to find the frag onto Garbuglio. That's going to be a nice one by him. Rando now is going to find Free State on the flank as well. He's going to probably end up dying here unless he can get out through Lunchbox. It looks like he might be able to. No, he does die to Banny and gets his head stuck in a drawer. So it looks like probably this is going to be froyotech taking this. Kind of an unsuccessful Kritzkrieg play. They didn't really get as many frags as they wanted with it.
Yeah, but they're going to have another one now.
True.
So this is attempt number 2 for the Kritzkrieg. And it's going to be a little harder to get in here with it. Almost the whole of froyotech is up top. They don't want to mess with this. And it's an unusual hold position for Badonsky to have to shoot. So I don't think he's gonna. It's out, but there's really nobody here. One soldier to shoot at with the crits. He's gonna grab Banny, but there's no one else to kill, and there's an Uber now on the other side.
Yeah, Free State, a little unfortunate there, but Rando and Garbuglio both getting out of falling to Blaze, who had the perfect opportunity there. Does die to Yomps in the end, but that was a really well-timed flank in by him. Still currently a 4-on-3 EVL in the driving seat, but froyotech are going to get some respawns here to even that up. So, yeah, we're still just going to be waiting on each side. Again, this is still a crit screen from Cookie Jake, and with Nursey with 100% Uber charge, they're going to want to push right back into the second. Cookie Jake, they're about 65%, so they have to be worried. Eric is going to end up falling to Badonsky, though, and that's going to really help them, especially because this is where Habib, I think, was having some internet problems. So, we'll see Yomps needing Free State on the flank. He's going to be able to two-shot him nicely there, be able to get that frag, and now we see EVL Gaming have a solid chance to hold on to this, despite they were at a huge Uber disadvantage. They are crits versus Uber, though, Marxist, and this never favors the crit screen.
Yeah, this is actually, I can't believe I'm saying this in a cast, but the way you use this is you're going to pop this crits and try to force. Now you just run away. Yeah, there you go. So now you're going to have the crits Uber advantage, the crits advantage. So that's, they're pulling out the 2010 playbook on that one. And that is wonderful to see. I have a giant smile on my face.
Yeah, they played that perfectly, like exactly as you said. Nobody died in that, but that's perfectly okay with EVL Gaming. Eric's coming up on Engineer. froyotech, they are obviously aware of what's going on here. They've got Free State on Sniper as well. They're going to open this door, but EVL Gaming, they're giving them no space at all. They're all going up top here. Cookie Jake already at 90%. Nursey not even at 50. So they're going to have like 50 added. They're going to be pushing in here now. They're going to be trying to walk it in. They have it. They're going to be looking forward here. They pop the crit screek off, but again, they're going to actually lose Badonsky. Banny got that frag. They're going to send some soldiers to jump in. Now Banny's going to end up going down. Of course, to get sniped from Free State. This is a horrendous push. They have to back off. At this point, Garbuglio is so low. He should end up dying here, but he got an arrow. He's going to be okay. And another unfortunate push in by them. It's just so hard to push into this last point. Maybe Rando can get some sort of crazy back cap play. He's just having to fight some players up here in Lunchbox, though. He's going to be retreating now. And, yeah, Marxist, it's really tough to push into that, especially when all you have is a crit streak to work with.
Well, trying to go up top with the crit streak on a demo was a bad idea. That's not going to turn out. And Froyo also, they took a note. And, well, I should mention, Nursey gets really low here. And is probably going to come under a lot of pressure. But it looks like they are beating it back right now. So, but what you can't really go out of up top with the demo unless you know everyone's standing up there and you're going to hit them with a pipe. But, yeah, kudos to Froyo, though, for building the sentry gun, which cannot be harmed by crits. So that was very helpful to their defense as well.
And Cookie Jake still didn't die, so he's still on this crit streak. This is similar to a match we saw in the new map cup where Cookie Jake literally went on crit streak for I think 90% of the game, and they won that map. So I mean, they are a fan of the crit streak. I think this team probably more than any other has been using the crit streak this season. And it's going to be interesting. They do still have Garbuglio on the Cow Mangler, though, so that's one less player that they can actually use, because, of course, the Cow Mangler, one of its downsides is it can't get any sort of a critical hit, even when boosted. So, I don't know, that might factor them a little bit. Obviously, it's a roamer. You don't tend to crit streak the roamer, but at a last-ditch situation, it can be a strat.
Yeah, now what you would want to do here is you would want to bomb in Garbuglio, because... especially because Froyo has demonstrated they're running a 4-man combo for this, and all of them shoot at Garbuglio when he comes out. And so you would use that distraction to get the crit stickies on. But it looks like Froyo doesn't really have too much of a mind to go at this. They are pushing about as slowly as one can push, which is strange for a team that has 100% Uber, and the other team does not.
Yeah, they even had a player out as Garbuglio tried to bomb in and instantly died to a sticky trap. So, I mean, he's back up now, obviously, Garbuglio. He's staying on Soldier, it looks like, but froyotech, they don't want to push off that, I guess. They didn't like it so much. They're going to send Yomps in, and he's going to get shut down by Free State. Couldn't get the force off. I expect to see him come up with an off-class, though, if froyotech don't push this in. Although they do look like they want to push it in. Here they come. They're going to send Banny in, and EVL Gaming, they're giving them a lot of space here. froyotech are solidly into the middle point now. There might be a fight going on. Here comes a huge bomb in for Garbuglio. He's looking for the force out of Nursey. Nursey surfs it huge. She's gonna be okay though, as Garbuglio is gonna end up falling, but a lot of frags are going down on both sides now. 2 soldiers down on EVL Gaming. Blaze and Free State both fell as well on Froyo, so it's a 4-on-4 at the moment. EVL Gaming, they're looking to go across here. Are they gonna pop this Kritzkrieg off? They are. They're gonna pop it off now. They couldn't get any frags though. The Uber coming out of Nursey. They're gonna kill Badonsky again, and this is another failed Kritzkrieg from EVL Gaming. Every time they do this, it just seems to fail for them, and yeah, that's gonna be froyotech taking this middle point, and EVL once again on the back foot.
Yeah, and kritzing 2 to mid is pretty hard. So that play there did not work out. The initial intention was correct. You want to force that Froyo Uber there, and then crits them when they're on the point. Rando's gonna die. A nice fast push in from Froyo. They decided to just go through choke. They've had enough of this stalemate. Good decision on their part, and they end up getting 3 frags for their trouble. So now they've got to be careful though, because they should be assuming that Cookie Jake's yep. So even though they're 3 down on EVL, Froyo takes the safest possible route. They did not want to have to walk through that point area and lose all their players to crits.
Yeah, and they might have been able to completely roll back that in, but Garbuglio was able to secure 2 crucial frags that slowed them down just a little bit longer, even still. Now this Kritzkrieg, they did pop it off here. Banny gonna go down. Habib as well, also falling to Rando. This has been a pocket crits, and they've managed to be pretty successful, but here comes the pop-in from the blue team as well. froyotech, they are gonna find the frag on a Rando. That was a pretty decent pop-in for them. They got 2 frags, lost 1 in return. froyotech's definitely not gonna be able to push off that one, and once again, they're gonna have this crits advantage, but they're still pushing at a last, and Yomps is, oh no, he's not an engineer anymore. He switches off to scout.
Yeah, Habib kind of lagged out there, and the crits rocket or shotgun, whichever of the 2 he used, was pretty easy to aim there. We do have the Yomp sniper, it looks like, coming up here to chill on the pipe. So that's the only defender, but it looks like we are off that Kritzkrieg now at long last. So they'll have ooh, and Blaze goes down straight away to a dome shot from Yomps. And we may see some aggression here from EVL, trying to get back to the point.
Yeah, I mean, they're gonna really want to have more than that. I mean, they're gonna try it though. froyotech do have ad as well. Nursey's just gonna be getting her Uber charge now. Cookie Jake only at 90, so nothing crazy. Free State's running in. Garbuglio finds the frag on him. He really didn't have much of an opportunity there. But now 100% on each side. Jake's just going to be getting his Uber charge. Once again, he's no longer on the Kritzkrieg. And there was Blaze actually jumped in and got the force. That's really huge because now froyotech are going to have a much better Uber if they want to pop this off. They're actually rotating around. Habib's out here. He's going to get caught off. But oh my god, look at this positioning. Cookie Jake, he has no chance. Eric's going to be able to find the frag onto him. Now they're running forward into Rando too. He's not going to get out. He does just die. Corsa falls as well. This has got to be the round for froyotech. They're 3 up, 15 seconds on all those respawns. They just need to push out here. They got to be a little careful of the demo man. A couple of soldiers here. Yomps is also in position. Garbuglio going to trade for Banny. That's not the worst thing in the world. They're going to find another frag on our Eric, though, and this could actually be a defensive. They're going to get their spawns in right away here. Badonsky gets to hold for a few more seconds. froyotech, they're getting on the point. Of course, he needs to run to it. He's going to be able to get there in time, and now the frag is going inside of EVL Gaming's favor. They got 5 frags. They actually did it. They managed to hold that. I can't believe it, Marxist.
Yeah, and they take out Nursey as well, so that's going to put them in position to take mid. And there will be no Blaze, Habib, or Nursey on this middle point. So their options, it's basically all on Banny right now, or maybe a sneaky scout to try and do something to Cookie Jake to establish some equilibrium here on mid, but it looks like they're just going to opt to do nothing. Well, okay, here's Eric, he's going in, gets jumped. Now all of Froyo is coming in, so they're going to make a fight of this one. Rando's going to get Eric, but kill himself in the process. Yomps is going to go down as well, Cornpop, and it looks like Froyo's beat him back.
Yeah, that was crazy good aggression. I don't even know if they're done yet. Cookie does have Uber charge though, so they have to be careful. They're gonna end up popping it off and try to take this aggressively. Corsa finds the frag on a Banny. That's gonna be really helpful onto them as they're now pushing back in the middle, but everybody on Freyo's backed off. They're not getting any of his Uber charge. Nursey's still at 65%, so she's gonna get that in no time at all. And that was a bit of a poor play from EVL. They tried to go with the counter aggression, but they didn't get much.
Yeah, and unfortunately, if you start pushing mid from second, because of the way respawns work, if you don't get faster point pressure, the respawns from the other side are going to overwhelm you. But in that case, I would have liked to have seen them start sacking players for Nursey at that point, because you know this Uber is going to come. So they traded Yard for Uber, so far so well. Cookie Jake is going to try and push back out here with the Uber. There's also one very deep free state who's in Lunchbox.
Oh, he's going to find a soldier there. Garbuglio, they're not going to actually find that fight. They're going to be taking the 1v1 now. Garbuglio ends up winning it on the stairs, so that's going to be helpful for him. Now, if EVL Gaming want to push this farther, they're going to find the frag on a Blaze. That's going to be really important now. It's a 4-on-6 even, but they need to be able to not let Cookie Jake. If Cookie Jake doesn't have to pop here, and he's not going to have to, froyotech are all out, so they're going to be able to hold on at this point. It's only about 25 ads, so I'm not sure if EVL are going to be able to push back into yard and take that off of froyotech with this Uber ad, but still, it's going to be really good. They're going to be able to hold on to this midpoint and be firmly in the driver's seat in the still 0-0 game.
Yep, they are playing it a little stalemate here, but both teams have a lot to lose from this. So I can understand why they're taking it so seriously here. And we're going to see this equalized situation now. In the past, EVL, they've had some pretty good shots at pushing the second. But we did have the Cookie Jake drop. And a long period of failed crits plays. So we'll see what they decide to do here. They bombed Garbuglio as well. Yops is just going to die in a sticky trap, so that solves the problem, but Garbuglio goes down as well, and now it's Uber City for Froyo.
Yeah, they're going to send a soldier really far in deep. Of course, they're going to end up going down to Eric and Cookie Jake. He's so caught in. He's forced to pop this off on a rando. Managed to save his pocket, which is huge, but Badonsky with a nice pipe on Eric. There goes the force out of Nursey as well, so she's going to be okay. Rando with a huge serve. Cookie Jake's not getting out. There's no way. He is going to finally die to a pipe from Habib, and Rando should be able to escape with his life as Garbuglio buys him some time, but yeah, that was really, really unfortunate for EVL Gaming. They really should have backed off earlier from that, I feel. I mean, froyotech just walked in perfectly, Uber charged and completely caught them off guard, and now they're going to have Uber ad. They'll probably be able to take second. This is certainly an opportunity for froyotech to put the first round on the board.
Yeah, when you're holding mid and you lose a player like they did Yomps there, just back up. You've got respawns in your favor. The longer you make this thing take, the more advantageous it is for you. But EVL decided to try and hold their ground and ended up giving too much. But Yomps is going to get a frag before this second point is even capped. So that's going to really slow things down. May end up giving Cookie Jake a long enough period of time to try and get Uber.
Yeah, I don't. If they push as soon as Blaze gets back up with them, Cookie Jake definitely won't have it, but he'll be a lot closer. He might be able to get it right in the middle of the fight. We'll see now as they are just going to be healing up. Oh, there goes Eric from Yomps. Yomps has been so effective on the sniper class, just getting these one-map picks. If froyotech want to push with this advantage, it has to be 5v6, so they have to make a decision right now, and I don't think they're going to push with their ad. Cookie Jake's already at 90%, so froyotech, they're choosing just to slow it down. They still have some time, but I mean, it's ticking down. There's only a little over 5 minutes or somewhere around there now. Marxist Habib also going to end up going down to Yomps. That's such a huge frag. I mean, with all these players just dying to the sniper, this is certainly a pushing opportunity. Blaze going to find the frag on a rando, though, as they're still getting even more room in. Free State looked to go to last, but there's too many players back there for him to try anything silly like that. Free State again dies to Yomps. We keep seeing this. He's totally on point today. No, I don't think any Uber charges come up here, but there's a counter sniper in the form of Eric as well, so maybe he can shut down this monster, but Yomps has been going so huge.
Now, I do want to point out that Yomps missed a shot on an AFK player there. So, I don't know if our camera caught that, but because that was due to Habib's internet trouble. Vanny is going to go down here. That may give them a chance to get in, especially since Eric, and now Blaze goes down too, but the Uber is forced. So they're basically in a position where they've got to try to get out here, but no, they sell out for it, and they're going to run away but lose Badonsky for sure in the process. And we'll see if anyone else loses their life over this. Corsa's going to get wiped out by Free State, and they don't get anything off of it, so Froyo's going to dry push into last.
Yeah, EVL, they need a miracle here. They've done it before. They just offer respawns. They're not, though. They're going to lose so many players, and froyotech finally, after over 25 minutes, are going to be able to get the first round on the board. It's 1-0 Marxist, and a lot of back and forth there. Very close. A lot of pauses as well, to be fair, but yeah, that was a pretty intense last round.
Yeah, you know, usually the conventional wisdom says whoever wins mid has a pretty good shot, but I don't think mid had too much to do with that round.
For sure. Here we go now. Only the second mid fight of the game. Habib, once again, is taking a lot of really early damage. He's going to finally get that pack and get top back off, so he'll be okay. But here comes Banny actually bombing in, trying to get some spam. He's going to get behind, but just taken down by Corsa. He's the first frag so far. Here comes another couple players in. They did get Cookie Jake. Free State found that frag. That's going to be great for them, but they did still lose a couple of players off of this. EVL still have this opportunity. They're trying to get forward. They got Blaze, but Corsa, Yomps, Rando all just end up getting shot down by scouts in the demo. That's going to be froyotech taking this mid, and they look solidly in the driver's seat at this point.
Yep, indeed, Cornpop, and this is a big opportunity for Froyo to grab a second round in this half before the timer runs out. And we'll see, basically as long as nothing terrible happens to Nicell, this should be very doable.
And we kind of saw this last time on the Viaduct match when they played against each other. I mean, EVL, they were going really even with froyotech right up until the last round, the last part of the game where they completely choked and threw that last round. I'm worried that this is going to be the same thing where they had that really close first round and now they're just going to choke. Blaze is still fighting some players in this upper area, but no frags were exchanged. Nicell with about 100% Ubercharge, like 50 ad now. Horses on snipers, they're going to try to walk this Ubercharge in. We'll see if they can do anything. I kind of wish they had Yomps on Sniper. He went pretty huge so far, but Yomps is going to end up dying to Blaze on the flank. We'll see. They're just waiting for the supercharge to come in. Here they go. They're going to pop that one off. froyotech did, and they've just forced everybody back in spawn.
Point pressure.
They need to get on the point. Course is coming up on heavy. He's going to be able to block anything that's happening, but now they're finally getting on it, and still nobody from EVL is up. Didn't matter, Marxist. They still managed to get this. It's 2-0 for Froyo.
That was so scary, Cornpop. I couldn't hold it in.
That's all.
I was deeply concerned.
Yeah, certainly that was something to be concerned for, no doubt about it. But they managed to pull it out now, and Badonsky beating Habib pretty early to mid here. Habib's going to once again take a lot of damage. He should be able to get the pack and be fine, but still very low. We'll see now how Badonsky wants to take this. He did get bombed and surfed back up to his medic. Still no frags down so far. Blaze a little bit too aggressive here. He might go down. There he goes. First one. Rando also ends up falling. That's going to be a really good one there. Carbuclia goes down too. Yomp falls. Alright, too many evil players have died. Badonsky's also going to probably die. Oh, he eats an arrow from his medic, but Free State's in deep. Badonsky hits the pipe. They need to get Cookie Jake here, but Cookie Jake's juking and jiving. He's managed to survive, but no, can't do it. Eric finds the frag. Does get shot down in the end by Corsa, and this might be a full wipe. Yeah, it's only Corsa alive now as he's still kind of pushing in. He's going to back off the last, but that was really sad that they managed to not hold on to their medic.
Yep, and with only 2 minutes left in the round, this non-capping of mid to chase down Cookie Jake is probably going to end up costing them their shot at a third round. Because they're going to try and leave it to get this scout. Yeah, so Free State's coming in now. There is a Yomp spy. I don't know where he is. It looks like he's in drop down. Yeah. But he's going to be way too late.
Yeah, froyotech are just going as fast as they can with this one. I mean, maybe Yomps can pull out a hero play, but he's just dropping down now as froyotech capping up the second point. They're going to want to roll this straight in the last. They've already popped it off. They're going to be running forward now. Cookie Jake not going to have it. Of course, Eric pisses them down. There's a sentry gun up here, but it's not very high level. Only level 1. froyotech, they need to get on this point as fast as they can. Rando does dive. They lose Blaze for it. Yomps in here with a pistol now. Actually found the frag on a Habib. froyotech's down on the point. This is going to be another round for them. 3-0, and it's not even going to go to time. Marxist, froyotech. Oh man, this is just a crumble from EVL Gaming. They need to take this halftime to change something.
Yeah, they've had 2 really bad mids in a row. Froyo almost gave that last one away, but they got it done. So they figured out what was going on there. Because you always worry with really long halves like that the teams are gonna lose sight of the timer sometimes in the heat of the moment. But, you know, Froyo, they are the best team for a reason. So they had that in mind. They set up the perfect play to deal with it and ended up capping off the half. So, yeah, EVL, they need to talk about their mids, and they need to talk about what's going on with some of these pushes where they have opportunities to commit, and then they choose not to take them. And that's, you know, not a knock on Froyo, but I don't want to play a slow game against Froyo.
And I want to talk about stats and stuff, but they're just going live, Marxist. We don't have any time to do any of that garbage. So we're going straight into things. EVL, I wish they'd taken more time, but I mean, you know, they are going to know better than anybody else when they're going to be ready. Maybe they just want to get it over with. I don't know. They're going to try their best, though, here in the second half. They need to score at least 3 rounds to tie it up, and then more if they want to win it. Here they come now out to this one. Banny going to be jumping aggressive early. He's taking a little bit of damage, though. He's going to have to back off and grab the pack from the side. We'll see now who else wants to get aggressive. A lot of stickies going back and forth, and there goes Badonsky getting really a good aggression. The scouts from EVL are trying to do anything they can against these players. They're going to get a couple there. Rando and Garbuglio did. Garbuglio gets another one, but everybody's dying. Nursey got the saw into Rando. Free State falls. Currently a 2-on-2 here, but Nursey's so alone. She should die to Garbuglio. Actually almost killed him, but Garbuglio's going to be able to survive, and there's only one Blaze Roamer here on middle. He's going to get the pack. He's got to take down Yomps and Garbuglio. Garbuglio is so low. He really can't fight this at all. If he eats one rocket, he's going to be down. Actually, Yomps hits a nice shot on a Blaze. He's going to go down. So EVL win this mid, but a lot of casualties on each side.
Yeah, a nice play there actually from EVL. That they lost Cookie Jake pretty early in that exchange at mid. And after that, your only real objective is kill Nursey so you don't lose the round. And they did it perfectly, so EVL really pulled it together there. They're going for this hard left push. There's nobody really intercepting them. And they're going to cross over, and they're going to destroy Habib over there on the side, but it doesn't really seem to matter. Habib's the only kill they managed to get, but they know Badonsky's gonna snatch away the life of Nursey the last moment, but still, that's a win for Froyo.
Yeah, EVL, I'm not sure what they were doing. They were a little disconnected, I think. They tried to run in, but they just kind of lost all their players, including their medic, which was the big frag there. Obviously, they got the frag on Nursey, so they're still going to have this ad, and they're actually fighting here on mid, but they got to watch out for Blaze, who's just jumping right in. The Corsa does actually get the frag, so not going to be an issue, but they managed to cap off that middle point. Froyotech did. Now Free State's trying to survive with his life here. The 1v1 against Garbuglio. He should die, but amazingly, nope, there he goes. Finally, Garbuglio finds a nice shot onto him. They're going to be able to recap this point, and with two-player ad and with Uber ad, they should be able to just push right in, at least get yard off this. They are. Froyotech are just giving it up. Now they might want to run into second as well. I think they will. Cookie's not on crits, is he? No. Okay, so they're just going to be walking this in. Froyotech, they look like they just kind of want to give us up. They're standing in the upper area. They might contest it a little bit, but this should be EVL taking it and then pushing into last when they have the chance.
Yeah, there's going to be a huge fight over here in Lunchbox. Yomps is going to go down, and that's going to pull EVL out, I think. But they end up ceding their Uber advantage, but it got kind of meager there at the end. But that was an example of that was not a time where you would maybe necessarily push. And EVL saw an opportunity. That medic was not there yet. Nursey wasn't around. So give it a go, and it worked out great, and now they're in a much better position than they were, at least. And that's an example of how if you take your one shot with Granary, it can really work out.
Yeah, Yomps and Rando combining, they're going to get 2 frags. Free State and Blaze both going to end up going down. They lose Yomps in the process, but that was a really nice flank play. Those 2 frags, we'll see what they can do with it. They lose Rando, however, unfortunately, to Banny, so it's now a 4-on-4. I'm not sure if much will get done here, but still 100% Uber on both sides. Respawns are going to be coming in here, and EVL Gaming, they've kind of backed off. They're kind of conceding this point a little bit to Froyotech, but Froyo, they're taking it on this right-hand side, and they might want to get aggressive with the Banny's jumping forward here. If he gets Uber Charge popped off on him, this could be a fight exchange that they want to take, but I'm not sure if it is. They're just kind of making a lot of space for themselves, and EVL Gaming, they're giving it to them. Now they're going to be pushing forward here. They're going to find the frag on Eric. That's going to be really good. Banny in on Cookie Jake. He does get that force off despite dying for it, and they're going to send another soldier in, Blaze, just for fun. As he does find the frag on a Yomps, and now they're going to be pushing forward. Nursey still hasn't popped her Uber Charge, but it doesn't matter if they actually just push back to last. I don't think they'll have time. They're still just capping this off. EVL, they're not taking this fast enough. This is going to be a bit of a disappointing push if they try to. Oh no, I don't like this. They try to just go in with this, but they're still considering it. They're going to send Rando in to do his best. He's going to get shot out of the air by Free State, and they still have Corsa in as well. He's going to try his best to get out as he's in the 1v1 with Bandit in close space. He actually wins it despite dying in the end to Eric, so that's going to be not the worst thing in the world for him. Froyotech still have this 100% Uber, and they still haven't used it. Cookie's already at 30%, and Nursey now in the 1v1 with Garbuglio has actually popped the Uber Charge off and was getting a couple of saws there. Nursey, she's been actually doing so good this game. It's amazing that she's alive there, but she's going to be able to do it as Eric takes down Garbuglio.
Yeah, I kind of like that play. Just feed you have a player advantage, so just feed in Rando and see what he can get done. And if he gets a frag, then you do a whole push. If he gets blown up like you did, then you just back off. And so now they're just pushing straight back in again. Everybody on EVL's flooding and choked. Rando has a little bit of trouble rocket jumping, but it doesn't matter. The positioning is not great from Froyo, but there are players behind, and they're on Cookie Jake. Cookie Jake surfs through the air. Banny is going to go down. There is someone behind, though, and they're in position. That is Blaze, but he's being chased down by both soldiers of EVL and a scout.
Yeah, Blaze got one good frag on a Yomps, but then he kind of took too long. EVL figured him out, and they were able to take him down in the end. Now with this one-man advantage, EVL Gaming, they might be able to take a point off here, but Rando gonna die right before this Uber Charge gets popped off. Habib gets him with a sticky trap, and now they just need to kill Nursey, but she's gonna be able to pop that Uber Charge off, so they're gonna have a much better Uber now. They milked it for a really long time, but froyotech, they're in a great position at this point. They're certainly gonna be able to hold on second. They might even push into mid if they get some more frags here, but it doesn't look like it. There's just DM Fest going on here. Bandy's bombed in, but he managed to just get behind and not any more frag. Cookie just running towards him. He's just trying to run past Bandy. He actually works out as he gets the frag onto the bandman now. They're going to be trying to retreat back still, though. They are not in the driver's seat at this point. Garbuglio has to get out in through kitchen, and now looks like Yomps is trying to get a frag here. Rando finds it on a free state.
Yeah, that may open up the pushback in, even though Yomps has almost no health, going to get shot in the back by Eric around the corner. And that may slow the roll, but no, it looks like EVL wants to come out here. Some air shots go down, but Donsky's going to end up getting Habib. Blaze goes down to Rando, but the pipe kill does take Rando's life. Doesn't matter, though. It looks like they've gotten this for now. Froyo is pushing back in, though. We'll see how they deal with this.
Garbuglio just destroyed Eric. Oh my god. With that frag, though, he is going to also end up dying. Bandy up in the air gets shot down by Corsa, so good job by him to be able to stop that aggression. EVL Gaming, they're in control of this middle point. They have the one-man ad. They might want to push into yard here, but I'm not sure if they're going to. They're going to send Corsa in at least. Yomps is poking in as well. Corsa's going to be getting some damage down to an AFK Habib. Obviously just lagging out that internet problem. Habib finally does die, but Blaze is in deep, and he actually got the force off. That was huge because he managed to secure his medic that 100% ad that she's going to have now, and they're going to be able to fight here on sector. They want to take it in with the 2 scouts. We'll see what they want to do. Yomps is in behind. They got to deal with him first. Yomps is actually surviving for so long. Finally does die to Banny, and here comes the Uber Charge finally out of Nursey. They should kill Rando as well, who's just looking for anything they can get into those Uber players. But with froyotech holding on here, I mean, all they really need to do is waste down this clock. They've got such a huge lead, at least on this map. It's pretty huge, the 3 points, and if they just continue this back and forth, EVL are going to be put into a little bit of a tough spot.
Yeah, the play there from EVL was alright. They just went over. They kind of went overboard on it. There was a Garbuglio backcap that has slowed Froyo down quite a bit. In fact, they just called the whole thing off. So they're back to second. It looked like they were getting ready to go to mid. And it looks like EVL wants to use this meager Uber advantage that they've got. Rando is going in straight up. They actually pop Uber early. They're going to maybe get a frag here. Banny goes to the skybox, reports on the weather conditions up there, but that was all they get. And now the choice is, you wait this out or you try to force Nursey. We'll see what they try to do.
Free State's gone down through drop down, and he's going to be able to find the back of Yomp there. He doesn't end up going down to Blaze. Blaze trades for that now, and Eric going to find the frag on Garbuglio, so that's going to be really great for them. But watch out for Rando, because he's getting behind now. He's on second at the moment, and froyotech, they're going to have to fall back. They're not sure what he's doing back there. They're kind of confused. They're looking to push into mid at least. EVL Gaming, they don't really have the players here. If froyotech just walk in, they could certainly do it, but they're taking so long. I mean, they're worried about the soldier behind. They got to be careful of him. Rando's just been hiding. He hasn't made a move yet, jumping around in Lunchbox, so we'll see if he can make any silly plays. But froyotech, I mean, EVL had nobody here on mid. froyotech totally could have walked in and got that.
Yeah, and now Rando's gonna die. I don't know if they knew Rando was dead yet, but as soon as they heard that shotgun, they had to know what they've got. Now, again, I'm not sure why they didn't run a suicide there, because there was a whole lot of Froyo on Rando, and he should have been able to report that. So the positioning from Froyo got really weak there for a second. They didn't really try to do anything with it. So, you know, lost chances maybe. But we'll see what they decide to do now. Maybe run that Garbuglio suicide, or have Yomps die in a sticky trap.
Yeah, Rando's taking a little bit of spam here in Garage. He's going to have to back off to his team. There's a sticky trap here. Gets that on a Garbuglio, but he's fine. He spotted that out. Played it safe. Still 100% on each medic. So we're just waiting for a team to make a move. Once again, EVL, I mean, they kind of are in the position that they need to make the move. They do have the middle point. They're going to send Yomps in through the flank, and now he's going to 1v1 with Blaze. Garbuglio going to come in here, hit a nice shot onto him. Be able to get that one. Free State manages to find Yomps, though. Going to die for it. Garbuglio also does end up going down 4-on-4 at the moment, so I'm not sure if we'll see any movement off of that. They are going to send another soldier in. Rando's looking for anything he can get. Can't, though. Eric shuts him down. Now with only 3 players alive on EVL Gaming, they might have a tough time holding on to this if froyotech want to push forward, but there are a couple of stickies in their way. They're going to send Bandit to jump forward here, and he's going to be jumping off these pillars. See if he can get any sort of a force out of Cookie Jake. That'd be really nice for him. Cookie Jake's kind of alone. They're going to finally send some soldiers in, but gets denied by some spam there. Of course, it does end up going down. As long as Cookie Jake doesn't get forced here, this could be okay for them, but Habib does end up dying to Badonsky. That's going to be an important pick, and I think a fight's going to happen. I really expect it. There we go. Nursey going to pop her Uber charge off now. They need to get Cookie Jake to pop his. There we go. Finally, but Badonsky does end up falling. Eric and Blaze both going to go down to Rando and Yomps, though. This is going to be great for them. There's only 3 Froyo players alive, and they're not having a good time of it. Vanny ends up going down, and now Nursey's all alone. She's going to die once again to Rando. This is looking like a round for EVL Gaming. There's only 2 players alive on froyotech. They don't have their medic. They're going to try to do anything that they desperately can. Free State might be going for a back half attempt or something, but he's kind of alone back here in Lunchbox. We'll see if he's going to go through drop down or what his plan is, but he's in trouble.
Yeah, and it surprises me that they're not just rotating for an immediate push with the... Well, they do take out Free State, but Nursey, I guess they're going to just play this Uber advantage right now. Just a reminder, it is 3-0 still currently.
Yes.
For froyotech. If you're just tuning in, we are in the second half. And, but EVL does have a great opportunity. Cookie Jake, he's going to get forced up top. I am not a proponent of the up top push, and it foils another team's dreams. And this sentry gun is not going to have things going too well either. But EVL gets a frag at least for their trouble. And lots of point pressure. Nobody's blocking it. They almost get it. So a little bit of a suicide play there. Almost got the round after just a disastrous push, but they may end up losing their med here. I don't think Cookie... Yeah, there goes Cookie Jake. So, total disaster, Cornpop.
I almost thought that was salvageable when they were getting that point pressure, Marxist, but no. Once you get forced in that really poor position, you're forced to push in through upper with the really early pop. Yeah, it's never going to go your favor. We'll see now. froyotech, they're going to have a really nice time pushing in. We'll see how far they can kind of ride this Uber charge advantage off, because Cookie Jake's only about 10% compared to Nursey's 100, so they certainly could push this pretty far back. Could go straight coast to coast, and froyotech getting another round here would be devastating for EVL Gaming. I mean, this could be a 5-0. froyotech are going to actually pop the Uber charge off. They're going to go really aggressive into Rando, but no one else is really here. They're going to have to find some frags. Garbuglio's out here on the flank. He's going to end up going down to Eric. That's going to be a nice frag for them, but with only 2 and they're pushing in, they're going to get second off of it as well. I guess it's not the worst thing in the world. They're going to have a slight Uber disadvantage as they're trying to hold on to second. I don't expect EVL to push out of this, though. They are in a very precarious situation. There was Badonsky. That could certainly turn the tides, because with 3 down on EVL Gaming, froyotech, they're just going to push in. They want this. Fanny stand on the point now. They're going to get a lot of point pressure. Yomp has to stop this, but he's going to end up going down. Here comes Garbuglio now jumping up. He's all up in the air. He can't stop the point when he's in the skybox, Marxist. froyotech, they're up 4-0, and EVL Gaming, they are crumbling.
Yeah, Froyo, I love that play from them there.
Yeah.
They saw the chance to go in, not deal with this stalemate, and they took it, and were rewarded by the TF2 gods with a round. Oh, but it looks like Habib has lagged out on this mid, so he's not even going to be a factor.
Alright, well, that should secure EVL the mid. I mean, when your demo doesn't show up, yeah, nobody else does. So, Eric gonna die to Garbuglio, but other than that, froyotech, they know they want to play this safe. They're gonna back off on a second. It's amazing that froyotech are doing so well, even without a demo half the time. I mean, that's gotta really say something about their skill as a team. Bandy's taking a lot of damage here, and actually he's eating some spam from Garbuglio. He could just die if he hits a lucky rocket, but doesn't look like that's gonna happen now. A couple more spam battles going down at this point, but even Uber charges, and of course, even player counts as well. We'll see what EVL Gaming... I mean, they have to get some rounds on the board, so this half is pretty much half over at this point. There's about 15 minutes left, so they got to be really, really careful here, as they're still just trying to get their first round on the board.
Yeah, now, this is going to sound kind of nasty, but the only player that can really lose this game at this point for Froyo is Nursey. As long as Nursey doesn't have a complete meltdown in the next 15 minutes, that lasts approximately 15 minutes. Froyo is going to win this match.
Yeah, well, there was a hot, fiery Uber exchange that just went off into yard. One player died on each side. Eric's taking a lot of damage here in garage. He's going to be fine. Bandy does die to Badonsky, though. Blaze looks like he wants to bomb in, but is caught out by Corsa, so he's going to have to just back off. Be very low again, but yeah, looks like not much is happening from there, and mean, EVL Gaming, they have to start going with the speed of these rounds. Like, they need to start getting some round on the board immediately. Blaze is going to be bombing in, and there's a lot of aggression coming up from EVL Gaming. I'm not sure I like this. They lost one already onto Yomps. They have gotten a lot of space off this, though, and Habib's getting pretty aggressive. He's going to pay for that. Corsa finds the frag on him with the shot. Really nice by him. We'll see now if they want to continue pushing this into last. We do see Mercy has a slight ad. She's just going to be getting hers now. Jake only about 90, so we'll see if this Uber exchange does happen. With 4 up on froyotech, EVL are already running the last. They have a lot of point time. Here comes the cap now. This is the first winnable fight from EVL Gaming. They just need to not mess this up, and this should be their round, but we'll see. They've got a lot of flashing going on. We'll see if Rando does go down. There goes Garbuglio as well. They're going to find the frag on a Blaze. Looks like they're just on the retreat. EVL Gaming, they couldn't get that one. They're going to lose Corsa, and a Cookie Jake dies here. This will be really bad, but Donski's going to end up going down. It's only Yomps, Cookie Jake. Yomps is all the way back. He does die to Habib, but he bought his medic enough time. Cookie Jake's going to be able to get back. Another failed push from EVL Gaming.
Yeah, they have really struggled pushing last all night long. The only saving grace there was Yomps kind of went for the flank play onto Nursey, and even though it didn't work out, it bought them enough time to get Cookie Jake out of there. So that saves them from the ignominy of a 5-0.
Watch Garbuglio, he's in the forward spawn. He's just going to be walking out now. He was spotted, so hopefully he won't get anything too crazy, but he's up in the air. He's trying to dodge these air shots. Got a lot of damage, and Rando follows up. They find the Nursey frag, but a lot of other players went down too. Banny and Blaze both fell. They traded 2 soldiers for a soldier and medic. That's going to be really great for them, but Free State's going behind. Oh no, it's going to be the back cap to end the game. They're going to get a couple of frags here. Eric's going to try to stall this midpoint. He needs to if Free State's going to back cap. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to, though. This mid's going to end up capping faster. Free State understands that. He's going to try to get back, but he is in behind.
Yeah, and they know it too, so...
Yes.
Well, all night, Cornpop, I've been saying, well, gee, they were really out of position. I don't know why they didn't sack another player. And they finally did it, and look what happened.
The control point is being contested.
Yeah, that was really great by them. Blaze is going to end up going down as well to Yomps. We still have Free State in the back lines. They're kind of just ignoring him. They're all stacking the second point already. They're staying on last. Yomps is in there. They need to be able to take him down. All of froyotech are around here. They're going to be able to force him off, and this is the fight that's going off here. They got to deal with the sentry gun. It's going to be really tough. They are going to get it now. Here was the pop off of the blue team as well. They're going to be able to get that one. They're going to a lot of frags. They're going to get this time on point. And finally, EVL Gaming, they're going to get their first round on the board. If this is the comeback, this is exactly how they need to do it.
Yep, they've got to play aggressive, and they need to make good calls like they finally did with Rando and Garbuglio there, taking out Nursey. So, and we need Habib to lag out on some more rollouts too. I think that would really help as well.
Yeah, it didn't happen this time though. Donski's actually taking the worst end of this damage exchange, and Banny's knows that. He's going to follow it up. Couldn't get the air shot, but Eric finds it for him anyways. Banny going to end up going down 5-on-5 at the moment here. Blaze does end up falling to make that 5-on-4. Jake's taking a lot of damage. He has to back off through Garage, but he's not really being chased. This is EVL's opportunity to get a couple good frags here. They got one, but lost Yomps in the process. This is probably going to be their mid froyotech. Look like they just want to back off of this. They don't have the player ad. Free State's stuck in behind, though. We'll see if he can get anything, but he's just being shot by a bunch of players with guns. There goes Corsa, finds the frag onto him. And now froyotech, they look like they might be able to hold on to this yard area. They've only got Habib out here, though, at the moment. Banny's going to be able to come back and rejoin them. EVL Gaming, as long as they can push out here, they should get this yard area. But yeah, it's going to be tough for froyotech. I mean, that was a pretty disappointing mid for them, but I mean, they're still up by 4-1. It's not going to be the worst thing in the world.
Indeed. So, here we go. They did have a player advantage. Garbuglio does do the bombing. Banny gets pretty hurt off of it, but that is about it. And Badonsky's going to go down too, and that enters us into the disaster zone, Cornpop. But Rando's going to try to block this with a hero Uber. Unfortunately, Froyo doesn't want to oblige.
Oh, but he's coming in now with the shotgun. He is actually going to be able to get that force off on a Nursey. That's something. I mean, that's what you want in that situation. But right as EVL was popping that Uber charge off, Rando was getting juggled up above the door, so he couldn't make it in and chase froyotech down. That's really unfortunate for them because now they're on the back foot, and this can't be where they're at. There's like about 10 minutes left on this clock, a little more maybe. But EVL Gaming, they need to get 3 rounds in that time at a minimum, and that just pushes them to the golden cap, which again, they only have about 50% chance of winning. So they really need to keep going. They can't have this situation. They got to be aware of the clock, and they got to know that they got to keep putting this aggression on.
Yeah, Froyo may put them in that position where they're gonna force EVL to make a push here, particularly on Granary. The second to mid push is very difficult, but they're looking to go choke, and Froyo is all the way back.
Oh, look at Blaze, though. He's so up high. He's finally going to drop down and look for the medic frag, but he kind of misjudged where Cookie Jake would be. He's going to find the frag on a rando at least, though. Garbuglio also going to go down to the demo. There goes Yomps as well. Oh, EVL Gaming. This can't be happening now. froyotech, they're going to be able to push right back in here into second. Force is going to have to back off here. Can't take that fight. They're going to just be standing here on second, and froyotech, they're going to be able to push in. EVL Gaming, they might want to contest this. I mean, they have to. They're going to pop their Uber Charge off now. They need to get Nursey to pop hers as well. There they go. Uber Charges are getting exchanged, but Free State's coming in behind as soon as this fades. And froyotech, they obviously have the much better Uber Charge. They have the player ad. They did for a little while there, and now they're going to probably have to give up the second point unless some after Uber fighting comes down. They're going to find the frag on Eric. That's something, but look at this aggression from froyotech. They're going to find Yomp and Garbuglio. That's two really big frags, but plays in behind. Does find Cookie Jake. That's going to be a really nice frag by him. He does die to Badonsky in the end. Kind of a lot of hectic fighting all over the place. It's not done yet. Bandy's coming in from behind. He does find the frag on a rando, and now he's going to find another one too. Looks like it's jumping around. Nursey does end up dying to Corsa, though. That's going to be a really good frag from them, but at this point I'm not sure it matters. There's not a ton of time left, and it's going to be really tough for EVL.
Yeah, but it may prevent the, well, Banny throws Corsa in the dumpster there real quick, but it does at least prevent the 5-0 and does give Cookie Jake Uber advantage. And crazy things can happen on this map, Cornpop, but yeah, it's dark days for EVL. They're gonna have to make another second to mid push, which the last one did not turn out. So it looks like they're gonna try and execute something a little different.
Yeah, that's the plan here. They have 30 ads, 25 ads, somewhere around there. It's not crazy great, you know, it's not going to be a super easy pushing from them, especially on a map like Granary, but we'll see how they want to take it. They have to push. They know they're in position. Here they come now with this 100%. As soon as they get it, they're going to run for it as fast as they can, but Nursey's so far back, she's not even worried about this. Rando going to just go down very quickly, and they're not getting any frags off this. They got a lot of room, but now Nursey's going to be getting hers in about 5 seconds, so she should be ready to push back in this. They're going to get Cookie Jake as well. Free State dies for that, but man, Blaze goes down up in the air. That maybe is something. Nursey still has Supercharge in her pocket that she can use at any time, though. Remember, Yomps is trying to get in, get some sort of a frag. Here comes the Blaze, bombing from Garbuglio. Nursey up in the air is forced to pop that off, and she wasn't able to save many of her players. Only Eric, and now he might die too. He's going to be able to get that medic beam on him and run back. So, EVL, that was actually a decent exchange for them, but they're still moving way too slow.
Yeah, they committed to popping the Uber straight away, but the problem is Froyo was standing clear at the opposite end of the map, so it's really hard to... Rando's good, but he's not really that good to chase a team down that leaves the map. But they ended up winning in the after fight. Essentially, Froyo just decided to drop all their players, and now we've got a big push coming in from EVL. Banny is going to get taken out by Cookie Jake. Habib will get killed in demo on demo violence, and that is looking great for EVL. They need to speed this up because Nursey's going to get Uber, and then their ability to push last is going to be severely impacted.
Yeah, this is okay. This is what they need, but they got to take down a heavy weapons guy, and Banny's up on Sniper looking for some sort of a cheeky play as well. Free State going to go down very early to Yomps. Still, Nurse is going to pop her Uber Charge off as well. They're going to be able to use this to block the point, falling to his death. Garbuglio is not going to get much. They found free frags on that, froyotech did, and that wasn't the worst thing, because Cookie Jake still has 100% Uber Charge, but again, froyotech, they're just burning time off this clock. Like, yeah, you can push in as soon as you can, but we still have an Uber Charge, and we're willing to use it, and you don't quite have yet. Cookie Jake now has. They're going to be able to take another push in with this, but Eric's going to be able to build up a gun. They've got Free State on heavy. This is still not going to be the easiest thing in the world for them to push into.
Nope, but at least you've got Uber advantage. The invincibility, when the other team has none, is very helpful to your cause. It looks like they're going to lead in with Badonsky and a scout, wipe out that sentry gun straight away, and now they just... Oh, the heavy is eating a sandwich! Not very effective defensive tactic there, but Froyo getting the better end of this right now anyways, and it looks like they will manage to hold.
Yeah, EVL, they're doing anything they can. Garbuglio tried to get that frag on a Nursey, but he couldn't find it. Ended up just dying to Eric, and with that, the full wipe. I think that's probably the game. There's like a little about 5 minutes left. They have to get 3 rounds in that time, but they're certainly not in a position to get this one. Course is going for the hero spy play. We'll see if this works out for him, but I think they might just be in garbage time now, Marxist.
Yeah, more or less. That's the world we live in right now. So it was the first half was one of the tightest rounds in the longest time, and then EVL they just crumbled with their inability to push last. And there were a lot of opportunities for them to win rounds, and it just slipped. They let it slip through their fingers. And Froyo, on the other hand, had a lot of opportunities, and they made the most of them. So they were the Granary Kings today, where they saw the risky play, took it, and it worked out 4 times.
Yeah. Yomp's gonna end up going down to Blaze on the flank. I mean, here comes the Ubercharge out from froyotech, both gonna get exchanged. We'll see what happens in this fight. Nobody dies just yet. EVL seem to be holding their ground pretty well here. They're going to try to push in through Garage if froyotech lets them. They're getting a little bit of space, but Rando's so low, he's going to end up dying to Banny. Here comes Banny, gets Cookie Jake as well. It's such a good aggression from them. They're going to end up dying, but still a really good job there. This froyotech might even look to close this out 5-1. I think that's kind of the plan here. They're going to try to take this fight here on second. Yomps is in a little bit of trouble all alone. He's going to just back off to last. If froyotech gets the 5-1, that's kind of just a disrespect. I mean, they don't need it. The super safe play would just be sit on second, but that's not what they're going to do.
Yeah, indeed, Cornpop. I would want to get the 5th round.
Yeah.
They are capable of doing it. Yomps is going to go down, but Froyo is going to lose both their scouts and Blaze, so no more flank at all. And that'll be EVL retaking the 2nd point for now. This Uber wants to put a stop to it. They're going to pop in through Z. Will Banny be able to find any kills? No. There's now also a flank play in Garbuglio, but that's not going to matter. But now we have a Scout and Corsa just running in, trying to get kills. And he's going to basically kill the entire combo of Froyo by himself with medic help.
Badonsky had a crazy flank play too, where he managed to bottle the medic down, which is pretty nice. Eric's actually way in behind. I'm not sure what he plans to do back there. He's got to fight Garbuglio in the 1v1 in this open space. He should win this. I mean, it favors him. He does manage to get that one with losing a lot of health, but Free State running in 1v1 against Yomps. He actually does win it. It's a good job by him. He took a lot of damage though himself. He's now trying to fight Rando. If he gets this frag, that'll be great for him. Got a scout in behind. Of course, they're going to find Banny frag as well as Eric takes down Rando. Now they're going to be capping off the 2nd point. There's kind of just players all over the map, Marxist. I think froyotech are running to last with their 2 scouts. This should be them capping it off. Nobody's spawning for enough time. 5-1 Marxist. My heart's breaking. EVL Gaming. They can't pull it out.
Yep, they did the double scout back cap maneuver and properly blocked the middle point. So there's how it went. 5-1 for Froyo. Pretty good game that we saw there between these 2 teams. You'd like to see a more even score, but the life and death mortal struggle of the 1st round was definitely worth the price of admission.
Yeah, I'm glad we got at least that in this hour-long match. You can look at these stats a little bit here, Marxist. Froyotech did have the better end of this overall. More damage, more frags. 1 Uber charge dropped on each side. Who's got the most DPM on this map? I'm reading 313. There were a ton of pauses, so I guess it doesn't matter at all.
Yeah, it's challenging to get a really high DPM with, I think we had 3 pauses, if I'm not incorrect.
Yeah, it might have even been more, like 3 or 4. But
because
I think
Habib was in like borderline unplayable state for several moments in this game, and he still played rather well.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, what's the stat line look like here, Habib? You went 27 and 22, so that's decent. I mean, this is all right map for demo for sure. And when he's lagging out, it's going to be tough. But I think that really says something. I mean, froyotech, they didn't have a demo for like half of that. He was really lagging out, but still they really put the hurt on EVL Gaming. And EVL, I mean, they show that they can go toe-to-toe with froyotech. They just need to not lose like horrendously. I mean, this end of that first half was really bad for them. The couple of rounds they lost in the second half wasn't even that bad. Like, the second half was a little slow, but I think EVL Gaming played pretty well for the majority of it.
But they ended up getting put in the granary sad zone too many times. Because this map, like I said, if you lose 2 players in an even exchange, you're going to end up losing multiple points. And if you lose your medic and the other team doesn't, you're going to lose multiple points. Now that generally applies on every map, but because every other map is a lot more open, it's generally easier to get your players out. But if you're hiding behind a crate and you're maybe really busy trying to figure things out, you can't see what's going on, and all of a sudden it turns out that the safe spot you were standing in is totally not safe at all, and now you're 2-3 players down. And that happened to EVL a few times, where it looked like a player thought they were in a good spot, and then that good spot became death. Like really fast.
Yeah, and so I'm curious what you think, what this means for kind of the rest of the league, because that first match we saw on Viaduct a couple of weeks ago was really, really close. And for froyotech and EVL Gaming, it was obviously a 4-3 match. Most of the rounds were like neck and neck. It was certainly... It was promising for EVL Gaming because it showed they had a chance of maybe even taking the season from froyotech. Certainly not favored, but certainly a chance. After this match, do you think froyotech are undefeatable? Do you think they really have kind of secured the first place spot in most people's minds? Or do you think EVL Gaming, this was just a fluke for them?
Well, they're definitely first place for the regular season.
Yes. Yeah.
When playoff time comes, if they end up facing EVL in the winner's bracket, which would be the likely outcome at this point, I want to see them play on any other 5CP map. And the reason why is because EVL had numerous attempts at pushing last, and they failed every single time. So it could very well be that EVL is just really bad at pushing Granary last. And I know how it is. Like, anybody who's played this game long enough knows sometimes, even no matter how good the players you're with are, sometimes you'll just end up with a last point or a part of a map that's just anathema for you for some reason, and you can't push. So maybe that's just their Achilles heel, and pushing that Granary last. So maybe on a gully wash or a snake water or whatever, they wouldn't have that problem, and we'd have had a score line that was much closer.
Yeah, I definitely am excited to see these teams in playoffs, because, I mean, obviously we will, I mean, good chance we're going to see these teams in playoffs. EVL Gaming, maybe they're slipping, maybe they'll give up their second spot, but I kind of doubt that. It will be exciting, though. I'm looking forward to the rest of the season, but yeah, unless you have anything crucial to say about these stats or the rest of the game, Marxist, I think we can probably head out here.
Yep, I'm satisfied.
Alright, well, thank you guys all for showing up here. It's been a long match, back and forth, but eventually froyotech are your victors. My name's been Cornpop. I've been here with Marxist, and Nicell's been our cameraman tonight. So thank you for showing up. We will have more games next week, as well as I think there's some European games coming up in the next 2 days. So be sure to check those out as well this Sunday, and we'll see you then.